Hello everyone and welcome back once again. It's Panzer time and finally the moment has come. Operation Barbarossa. We're back. Oh, I've waited long for this one. The Eastern Front in Panzer Corps is my old friend and it's good to visit her again. Let's just call it like that. Yeah, I'm excited for the start of the Eastern campaign, and that's always when you start 1941. Well, I'm saying always, but I've done it literally like 2 times. But when you started, you're like, oh yes, I'm going to fight the Soviets, and then the first 3 missions, they're just, I know, I guess they're just warming up missions, so that's fine. But I don't know. Then you have to slog your way to through Yugoslavia, through Greece, and through Crete, and these missions. They're a lot easier than the ones in Russia. I think. Well, not that much easier. Like, I think you can still have some bad luck with Greece. Definitely, you have to be pretty fast on that one actually, especially if you want to get, for example, the special unit. That's actually pretty tricky. Like, you have to really rush that Metaxas line, or go around and use the Bulgarian units in a good fashion. But that can still be tricky. Like Belgrade, I think it's pretty easy, and then Metaxas line's okay, and then Crete. Yeah, if you're able to land relatively quickly, and if you're able to defeat the cruisers, then you're already pretty well off. So I think at that point you should be pretty good. But you're just kind of waiting. You're just building up to Barbarossa. It's like, I want to go there. And it kind of feels to me like many of the grand campaigns actually have these preliminary episodes. I was thinking about that. They have these preliminary episodes which are obviously part of the campaigns, but they're not really what you're waiting for. So, for example, with France, you kind of have like Eben-Emael, Albert Canal, and the Netherlands before really turning your sights onto France. And these missions are generally legit, obviously, but you're like, okay, well, I want to get out to France. I want to go through there. So you're kind of waiting on that. Then in 1941, you have these 3 missions that I just described, waiting for Barbarossa. Then in 1942, before you get on with the Stalingrad campaign, which is what you want to do in 1942, you want to go to Stalingrad. You have to first go through Vitebsk. You're like, okay, well, what battles are these supposed to represent? I get it. Then you have Kharkov, 42. Okay, fair enough. But then you have to go through to Sevastopol, which has Simferopol before that, which is like, yeah, okay, Simferopol, really? The Germans already conquered that territory, so technically it does not make any sense for them to have that. It's like naval landings is their excuse or something. So you're again waiting, technically, to go to either Sevastopol or to Stalingrad, so you have to wait. Then you have Sevastopol, which I think is a really cool mission, though. And then finally, you're getting on with Case Blue, and even that takes very long because you have 4 missions before you get to Stalingrad, and then you get there, and it's like, finally, I'm here. I'm at Stalingrad. You've slogged your way through most of Grand Campaign 42 already before you get to Stalingrad. It's like, wow, it takes pretty long. But all the way, you're excited for Stalingrad, but you just have to go through all these missions. And with Kursk or 43, you actually don't have it that much. There's only 1 mission, which I think is kind of which is Orel, which is the 3rd one. So first you have, Kharkov and Belgorod. And Belgorod is already like, why do I have to do this as separate missions? But okay. Then Orel is like, meh. Then, of course, you have the big campaign, which is Kursk, which is fine. And then you have the defensive scenarios, which I think are also pretty cool. But in 44, it's the same stuff again. You have Korsun Pocket, and then second one, Korsun. Then you have some weird mission where you grab anti-aircraft guns or something, and you have this mission in Romania. So then those are already 2 missions. You're more that you're waiting for Operation Bagration, of course. So that's, again, already 4 missions in which you're waiting. And then in 45, I don't really have a clue. I think it's mostly just defending in different places. So, like, I'm personally, I'm not really that interested in the battles of Prussia. Like, that just, it doesn't really do it for me. I don't really care that much. So I kind of like the the other the later missions a bit more. So it's also kind of, but that's just something that I noticed. Like, I personally felt like there are quite a few missions where you're just waiting for the bigger battles to go on, and then, like, for example, 1942, 1943 in the West is the same. Like, you're waiting so long before you actually get to Sicily. It's like 4 or 5 missions of just commando raids and stuff. So it's just, ugh. And then finally you get to Sicily. Of course, once you reach 44 on the Western Front, it's just awesome all the way. I think that's just totally cool. Like, I think one of my really favorite my favorite grand campaigns are actually in the West. I think the 44 campaign in the West, and then also the 45 campaign in the West, those are really awesome. I really like those, and I really like 45 West over 45 East, like by an insane amount. It's just not comparable how much better I think West is, but that's just a personal preference. Either way, I'm talking way too long here, of course. With the start of Operation Barbarossa, armies that stretch from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea are on march against the Bolshevik. We have taken every measure possible to ensure complete secrecy of our invasion. So you should expect the first enemy units you encounter to be totally unprepared and easily swept aside. This shock will not last indefinitely, 1 turn, so make the most of it while it lasts. Your first mission, before you even think about going after your marked objectives, is to disable the Red Air Force. At least a dozen airfields have been spotted in this region alone, and each of them is undoubtedly home to a squadron or more of enemy aircraft. While you will encounter absolutely no initial enemy aircraft, you can be assured that should these airfields remain in Soviet hands for too long, they will fill the skies with their aircraft. To that end, you should capture as many airfields as you can, as quickly as you can. Any airfield that is captured before the Soviets go on alert will be one less airfield that can launch their fighters and bombers. To aid you in this first objective, several Dornier 217Es have been specially modified with extra fuel tanks at the cost of their bombs to provide forward reconnaissance for your advancing units. Use them to scout ahead to locate safe passage to easily captured airfields. Should you wish to use these Dornier 217 as bombers, however, you will need to return them to a friendly airfield first to rearm them. Your primary task, however, is to secure the city of Minsk, along with as many other objectives as you can secure. If necessary, you have permission to completely bypass the fortified objective at Brest-Litovsk. However, it is absolutely imperative that Minsk falls quickly, or a whole timetable will be thrown into chaos. Good luck, Herr General. Germany and the whole world is watching. Right, I'm going to go to the deployment screen. Ooh, that is very lovely. And the Panzer 4F becomes available together with some half-tracks and the 17cm K-18 heavy artillery. Let me check out that Panzer 4F, which I will not be buying yet, but be nice to know how it looks later on. Slightly more defense and less fuel. Okay, not bad. Same picture still. So I guess they traded fuel for armor. Okay, well, whenever that's possible, I will get them. Yes, the Soviet Union. Let's repair our forces first. And I said before that I do need a Panzer III, so it's nice that I actually get to complement the 3rd Panzer Division. because that will make the 3rd Panzer Division complete. So then I kind of have all the core units that I actually need. So that'd be pretty good. Yeah, quite pleased with that. These, where did they get the extra prestige? Oh yeah, in Greece they got the extra prestige. That's right. Yeah, one of the fighters got a little bit hit, but that was about it. It was this insane lucky run. All right. Yeah, so we've Brest-Litovsk here, pretty long distance, but it's a large map, which is common for Russia, I guess. Makes sense. But we also get to deploy plenty more units. I don't specifically know how many there were in Crete. It was like 26. 29 is a lot extra, so that's nice. Anyway, let's talk strategy for this mission. So for this map, I want to deploy the 11th Panzer Division up in the north, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that up into 2 groups, one up here and one in the center. And these 2 units will converge again upon Novorodak. So these guys gonna move across the Neumann River, try to capture these cities here, and then converge upon here, whereas these units down here are gonna take this city, then here, and then move up. Once the 11th Panzer Division has moved here, they're going to move up and attack Minsk from the north. So yeah, strike from that side. Then the 3rd Panzer Division is going to assault Brest-Litovsk from 2 sides, here and this side. And then once they've dealt with that, they are going to move up north and follow this railroad here towards Baranovichi, cross the river, and assault Minsk from this side. Minsk will be tough to take, so I might have to bypass it somewhat because, well, we do have these here fortifications, which might indicate it will be tough to break through, but we'll see. And then, of course, I can also assault them from the north. Yeah, these auxiliary units. Let's talk about the airfield. So on this mission, we need to either capture or neutralize as many airfields as possible. Ideally, we'll have neutralized or taken all the airfields by around turn 10, because I believe from that point on, the Soviets start spawning air units if there are still airfields available. So we want to take those swiftly, and I'm going to use these strategic bombers for that. We have 3 of them. And these anti-aircraft are thus just mere cannon fodder. I'm going to throw them in front of my troops whenever I think the enemy might pose a threat to me. Where do I think the most likely threats come from? Well, Brest-Litovsk itself and from Minsk. Now, if you look at these missions and think about how things went historically, you can often guess how aggressive the enemy is going to be here. So how many counteroffensives you can expect, etc., etc. On a mission like Stalingrad, I would expect the enemy to throw a lot of infantry at me and to attack aggressively throughout the map with little regard for unit strength preservation or for defending their positions. I would even expect them to move in my direction even if they cannot see my units, though not necessarily, but there might be quite a few units which will attack aggressively on a map like Stalingrad, because they try to represent the historical situation, I guess. But that also means that, well, for a lot of maps, you can pretty accurately guess how the AI is going to behave. Not all of the units, and sometimes the AI does wild things that seem illogical or unexplainable, which is always annoying, but for the most part, I think you can predict what they're going to do. Like for example at Metaxas line, like I had one enemy unit which behaved completely out of whack and correctly guessed where my hidden unit was. So yeah, that kind of thing could happen from time to time, but I do think that you should be able to expect most of the AI behavior. And on a map like this, I don't expect too many counterattacks because the British, or the Russians, not the British, the Russians are in shock that we just invaded them and are struggling to even put up any coherent defense. So there are not going to be too many counteroffensives, I think, but if they are there, they're going to be either at Minsk and or Brest-Litovsk, because these are the vital positions here, the key cities that we need to take. Either way, let's start deploying the Air Force as usual. I'm not 100% sure I can actually take all the airfields by turn 11. So I'm definitely still going to deploy 2 fighters, and we can always use those to dig out enemy positions, so they won't be completely useless. I'm actually going to deploy 2 of my fighter bombers on this one. So the entire Schnellkampfgeschwader 2010. I'm not going to deploy any strategic bombers. We have 3 on the map already. But I will deploy Rudel, of course, on this map. That's self-explanatory. And I'm going to deploy this bomber. I'm just going to guess that anybody who's still watching Panzer Corps videos by this stage knows why I deploy Rudel. Let's deploy you closer up front because you have very little fuel. So we have 2 airplanes for the north and then 4 for in the south, but I expect them to be needed near Brest-Litovsk a little bit more. So I think that's legit. And that's going to be my Air Force. Going to leave quite a few of that at home. Right, 11th Panzer. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this, because what that allows me to do, I am going to buy the last piece of the 3rd Panzer Division though, which is Panzer 3G, and that's part of the 6th Panzer Regiment. So that's the 3rd Abteilung for Panzer Regiment 6. So that's the last brand new unit. So I have both 3rd and 11th Panzer complete, but I'm gonna disband that SE unit because I kind of want to keep just selling the SE units that I get, and currently I have 3 of them for Großdeutschland, and I kind of feel that getting a bit more prestige out of that should be fine, even though I get to deploy 1 less unit per mission. I still should be able to get the victory though. Like, I don't think I'll take that much extra damage. I often feel that there are plenty of units, that we have plenty of units left over that can't really do a whole lot in a lot of the situations, so I think this should be fine. And also kind of keeps it a bit fair, I think, to only use the SE units for Großdeutschland and or special units instead of using SE units for my regular corps. Either way, 11th Panzer has 119th Artillery Regiment. Let's actually get you up to 12 here. And we do already have an 88 for the 11th Panzer, but I do want to deploy a second one for 3rd Panzer, because the 88s are one of the few units that can effectively deal with T-34s and KVs. So I think they'll be put to good use there. Let's deploy the Panzer IIs for 15th Panzer Regiment together with the Recon, which is the 231st Aufklärungsabteilung. I want to deploy over here as well. At least a regular infantry, which is either 110th or 111th Schützen. Could deploy something else here as well, potentially. But what would that be? I'll see. Up in the north. Yeah. Let's upgrade you. So if I put 2 artillery up here, I can pretty much shell anything that might be on the other side of the river. Then I get to deploy you. Let's deploy, I believe it's Heinz Randorf, no clue what the name is. The best tank on our team, basically. Let's call that the best tank on our team. Let's deploy him. I want to deploy some Krautschützen here, so that's the 111th. Out here. And what else? Let's just get the 3rd Panzer and see afterwards. So for 3rd Panzer, oh wait, this isn't right. 119th. Exactly. I want to deploy this artillery because it doesn't have a hero yet. Exactly. Okay. Down here, let's deploy the artillery. I want to go for the Pioneer Battalion. That's Pioneer Battalion 39. Let's deploy Panzer Pioneer Battalion up in this section. A bit short on units up here though. I'll see. I also want to deploy, I guess, the infantry, so then we have a decent amount of units down here. Right, we have 5th or 6th Panzer Regiment down here. Let's get you here. I want these guys close up to the front, together with did I do this correctly? No, I did not. It's the wrong one. 119th is for the 11th Panzer Division. Whereas this is the 75th. Actually, let's switch these up. So what I want to do is let's get this artillery as close as possible. Tanks out here. Krautschützen. Definitely deploying Oladier, but the question is where? Guess there should do fine. So let's deploy these and you. These guys in the back. The towed anti-tank. Unterstück. 88s. And I guess another infantry. Yeah, definitely. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular infantry for 3rd Panzer. 1, 2, 3 infantry for 11th Panzer. I've deployed all tanks for 11th. So the 11th is only missing their towed anti-tank and the last artillery. Yeah, and an infantry, I guess. And then 3rd Panzer, they're missing an artillery, the recon, 1 tank, and 2 infantry for now. Yeah. Alright, that should be fine though, because they do get 2 extra parts across Deutschland. Alright, things are about to hit the fan. No more mistakes. You know, missions. In the previous missions, it might have been possible to make some mistakes and still get out on top pretty well, but I think from now on out, we really have to focus and make sure that everything we do is well set up. I think that must be one of the worst roles in your life. Yes, it is. No matter, that's why we have artillery. Let's do a bit of scouting here. So I want to move towards this airfield and this city. And I remember that during the first turn, many of the enemy units indeed have no ammo. So that really helps. Take these down. Okay, these guys also have no ammo, so you out here. And you in here. The T-26S has anti-aircraft capabilities. So this is pretty much the only time where I might be able to hit it pretty well with my fighter, because next turn it will probably either repair or regain ammo, and then I can't really do that anymore. It's a nice way to give him some experience here. Great. There's some recon out there. Also this. Well, first of all, I kind of want to use this here bomber. Okay. I think it's worth the gamble to try and finish that off. If it's 0-4, there's a pretty reasonable chance that I get to finish it off. So I definitely think it's worth taking that shot there. Okay, you can finish those guys off pretty handily. I should be able to handle this without the Stug. Okay, let's use a fighter here then. Yeah. It's not starting out as the best of games, but no big deal. 2 times 21 or 2 times 17, I thought it was. Yeah. Guess we don't really have a choice since, you know, those earlier rolls didn't go very well. I do want to finish them off, so. Yeah. It's not that bad to be using all the deer up front for the first turn. As long as I get to finish them off. That's fine. Okay, you can't reach there, but if I send this infantry up north, they could already attack the AT gun on the next turn. Just probably pretty good. I'll make sure to be able to shell it too. Kind of want to keep the 88s pretty close. Let's move these guys up. They aren't seen there, but that way I might indeed throw them around like cannon fodder if I need to. Alright, you guys gonna go to this airfield. I expect to take that airfield on the next turn. I can do some reconnaissance out here though. Okay, so we know there's not a whole lot there. Let's check the city. It's empty. And there's a unit in there, okay. After a repeated request to be transferred to a dive bomber unit, we've decided to grant Hans Ulrich Rudel the chance to test his combat abilities. I'm certain you'll put his skills to excellent use. Congratulations, a unique Stuka unit has been added to your corps. Very nice indeed. Can use that to finish off the T-34. So attack out here, attack here, shell, attack again, and then take the airfield at least. Or I could try to take them both. That works. Heh. Wow. Well, that sucks. Seriously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have only 6? They have only 6 movement. Well, guess I didn't do that very well, although these guys wouldn't be able to make it either. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Let's set ourselves up to attack there, though. Yeah. The question is, am I going to try and dig these guys out already? One, two, three, four, five. I have to be quite careful because I might not be able to put a unit in there. But I would like to try to get some extra experience with these guys, so let's do things like this. And then Oladier can just bypass all this because they're probably not very needed out here. Yeah, so all the infantry can then keep moving, or at least some of them. Let's use the bomber out here. Push them back and then use the fighter. Still gonna move them there. Okay. I think though they still have a 12% chance there. Yeah, I'd rather move this here and then just see what these guys are gonna do. I can shell them next turn. They might just go and repair and then they'll be pretty easy to destroy there. I'm not too worried. Yeah, let's do that. Question now is what I'm gonna do with these guys, because I could continue trying to attack these, but how useful is that anyway? Yeah, let's just try to dig them out anyhow. All right, 6%, huh? All right. Yeah, that overstrength on Rudel is probably gonna go real quick. Either way, I'm also going to try and use the other Rudel. Is it actually the same picture? Yeah. I'm going to use the other Rudel, the Scout Rudel, to soak up damage or wherever possible if I'm in a tight spot, because I'm going to sell these guys in the next mission anyway as well. So their use outside of their this mission is pretty limited, to say the least. Either way, 1, 2, 3, huh? So I can't even suppress this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's lovely. So I would pretty much have to attack this out in the open. I'm already super looking forward to that. So that's not great. Alright, let's just attack with the new tank. Okay. Well, I guess that works. All right, let's just try to destroy it with this Rudel here. No. Things have not been going as I might have desired. Yeah, but well, that happens. I did have some crazy ass luck in the previous mission, so I guess that's only fair. Really, man? What's your chance? 31% per hit. It's quite a lot, but let's try to push it here. Let's just leave that for a moment and do some easier stuff first. Because those difficult decisions are giving me a headache. Yeah, let's push them onto the river. guess you take it. Doesn't really matter on which of these two I'm putting them, because I will be able to protect the unit anyway. No anti-aircraft there, so I should be able to do this. Not really too interested into taking it back, because what I could potentially do here is these guys might try to attack into either of this, because they can only see these two. They might try to attack into that, and then I can wipe them out quickly because I have the naval war for backup. And if that doesn't work, then I can always use these guys to attack next turn. Yeah. Yeah, we saw that that BT move in there in the previous turn, so it was good to spot that out. Alright, finally, these guys will get some fuel. Can't believe it took me 3 turns. Alright, these guys are probably just gonna bomb that, and I think I can get a bomber out there. Like, they're unlikely to switch up the artillery with this, and moving here doesn't work. So this should be fine. And because these are protected by this, they're also fine, even though this infantry can get in here and attack that. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can see there's protection there. Let's just move you here, though, still. I don't really like this, but let's just do it. At least they're protected by the Stug. And 1, 2, 3, so I can actually shell these, and this is why I attack with the tank first. Well, with the engineers I would not have gotten a rugged defense, I guess, but I didn't want to attack with these guys first and then run into a rugged defense, so I guess this is fine for now. Can't attack there yet. And I definitely need Olidier. Luckily though, these guys can't shell anything so far. This is out of vision. So what is the likelihood? Actually, let's wait, because they could technically try to go up here and then attack the AT with that, and then they're seeing this truck, which sounds really silly for me to think things might happen that way, but I actually think they could. And then I'm in deep trouble, because then it's gonna attack the truck, and the AI has a tendency to conveniently do something like this, so not very often they do that, but it happens often enough that I want to safeguard myself against such shenanigans. That's just fine. Let's continue. It's a shame they didn't take the bait. This pushes them there. Rather push them down. Or onto this hack, so I can shell and then move further. Okay, so they have a mountain infantry out there. Let's prepare for an attack. But I also wanna 1, 2, 3. They're not gonna be able to shell there yet. So let's move you there. And I don't... Yeah, exactly. They have attack. So they could move in here. They have entrenchment of 2. Wouldn't be seen, I think. Even 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Fine. So what I want to do here is I want to sidestep the artillery so they can start shelling this thing. Because I kind of need that anti-aircraft to go. That's really preventing me from attacking this as well, and they will be pretty nasty, I guess, with that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much blocking the entire area, this artillery. Like, what is my odds, though? 2, 3. So that's really a really poor attack. Huh. I have to think about this one pretty hard. Because I would like to stay out of range, at least, of that thing. I need to shell it and then kind of just bomb it and then hope that goes well. So if I want to shell this too, which I kind of do, I would need to put these 1, 2, 3. I think they can move in there. It's so annoying that this Stunk also cannot go in here, because surprisingly I would want to put it in there. So what I'm trying to do here is to set myself up for an attack, which does look pretty weird. All right, so they have that, but these two should technically be able to block the area here just fine. Let's make you move already though. Let's take the city so these guys are hidden. See, that worked. Okay. Now, I think I can beat these guys without... Okay, neutralize that. Perfect. Without using these bombers. I need to start neutralizing some of those airfields before things get too troublesome. There you go. And right, let's try to do things up here for a bit. So let's do a bit of recon as well. You know, the thing is that I kind of need to change my setup here. So for the 11th Panzer, they're pretty close to taking this. So if I were to move this artillery there too, this will pretty quickly fall, and then they've taken pretty much all their objectives except for Minsk itself. But the 3rd Panzer is struggling quite a bit down here. So I kind of need the 11th Panzer to start going after these objectives, like here and here. And then move north, because these guys are pretty slow in what they need to do here. So they kind of need some help with the rest of their objectives while they assault Minsk, because this might take a while. So I'm gonna send you down here. 1, 2, 1, 2, Yeah, so they can start shelling there on the next turn too. And yeah, just bringing these guys closer because, like I said, it's going too slow up here, and kind of need them to hurry for a bit. So for now, these guys don't have a target, but I might reveal something later. Right. Okay, as I said, I kind of need them to shell that. So let's just see what that result is. 11-3. That's not particularly great. Especially since my biggest problem is that these guys can always see any artillery that gets up close. And I don't really want them to shell that. So one trick that I could try, 1, 1, 2, 3. Is trying to get them onto the river hex so that they will attack there. Because they can see everything through the Brest Fortress. That's my issue here. So then they might go out here and then 1, 2, 3 attack that, and then they'll easily be destroyed because of my position. That means that these guys can shell me for one turn. So what can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could potentially try to lure out the enemy meanwhile. By offering them this. So then they can only see these, but not the artillery behind it. And same goes for you. Doesn't really matter whether they shell this or this, so at this point I might just keep my defense like that as well. There's no difference. Let's prepare for down here though. Still no targets, but I might be better off sending them to this airfield. So they're closer to bombing something actually useful. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. And it worked. All right. And I got this here KV to boot. Came from down here though. Gonna have to investigate. All right. Let's go here. Okay, they have a counteroffensive, but that's not what I'm after here. There goes the anti-aircraft gun. And now I can bomb this one at leisure, because that's the biggest problem out here. Alright, fuel and ammo. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm basically moving all over the map, because basically I'm doing this in the way that I feel like doing this, and that can change quite a bit. So what am I looking to do here this turn specifically? Like, what do I want to achieve with this artillery? I think I want to wait another turn before I bomb that again. So I guess at that point I'm better off shifting down, shelling these, because I might be able to give them a bit more experience. Yeah, so kind of have to do that this way. They probably don't get a lot from this, but any experience on an inexperienced Panzer is still better than nothing. So I'll gladly take it. All right, there we go. So what I actually need to do here is first suppress the artillery, and then you probably, no, they don't have a good attack yet. All right, I'll use this to suppress them a bit. 9-5, now that's better. Get Oladir in there. Go for mass attack bonus. These guys are definitely not gonna go out there. So attacking from this side is, I think, pretty safe. And it doesn't really matter whether they recover or not, although I'd gladly destroy them, like here. This is probably one of the only good targets that they can get. So why not? How are my bombers? Alright, let's go out here again. Let's try to get rid of that guy. Maybe it's already a good attack here because of suppression, but I don't think it is. Kind of looks like it though. Nice. Alright, let's grab it with the 88s. They can see both of these. I kind of just have to go and attack this turn. Yeah, let's try to knock it up with some mass attack bonus. You know, increase the odds a little bit. Block them from directly attacking that, although it's unlikely they will. And yeah, the question here is, am I gonna move up already, or I can take that with the recon, so it probably saves me some time to move these guys up already. And they're down to 2 ammo. Let's just give them fuel and ammo for now while I can. Alright, well, I don't like going too far here, but this might be fine. Okay. Artillery Regiment 119. Yes. Okay, perfect. So how are we doing here? What do we have left? You guys are looking fabulous out here. But I do have the ability to tackle some of the... Oh, it was here. I was so under the impression that that thing was here that I just went for it. Well, that didn't turn out too well. I need to get these guys on a road, but there's none. So I guess just moving. It's gotta be the way to go. I think these three, together with this, should be able to tackle the rest of the fortress. So definitely looking to use the anti-aircraft gun in a different role. Probably using them to go and take these here positions for now. Yeah. So 3rd Schützen. Yeah, I gotta get ready for an attack on this, I guess. Okay. We've mobilized an extra special unit to help you crack the defenses of the Brest Fortress. Karl mortar reinforcement has arrived. Yeah, we kind of get this heavy artillery with 60 hard attack, 50 hard attack, 60 soft attack in order to crack the Brest Fortress. For now, though, the only thing it's gonna crack is this regular. Boom. So these guys retreated. I'm looking to get you off of this line, though. Because here they probably still have a chance to attack me. Yes, they do. So I'll just leave that. Alright, now that the thing has been neutralized, I can get going. So I can surrender this unless it gets destroyed first. 5 damage. 5, 6 Gratschützen. Gotta attack it with something. Oh, they can just retreat. Silly me. Never mind. At least it's some experience for these guys. Ideally, they'll get to 1 star of experience here. That'd be nice. Yeah, so definitely moving you down. I think the Stug is protected enough with this artillery behind it. Like, only artillery can attack it, or only 10 strength regulars. So even if it were to go and take some damage, it wouldn't be much. You know, maybe it's probably better just to get these guys down there and take this first, so I don't need to worry about that particular airfield anymore, and I can send these guys up north. What I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to use the recon to take that, and the recon is also going to move and take this airfield on the next turn. As I said, I still have some airfields to suppress, like up here, so I'll be looking to do that. That's unfortunate. Nothing I can do about this, though. Okay, you're already neutralized. Let's just go here, just for good measure. They need to get up here on the next turn, so that's what I'm aiming at. No reason to attack. We have plenty of turns, so I choose safety over speed for now. I also don't really need this tank up here anymore, so I might just as well start sending some units off. Like, there's only this infantry, which I can clear out just fine. Now we know that these guys are here, but they should hardly be any trouble. And these artillery need to dig out the engineers, but I have the resources for that. So it's pretty much just about getting to Minsk as fast as possible now. Is there anyone without a hero? Yeah, you. Okay, do I need mass attack bonus for this? Nah, most likely not. But let's use the Panzer II anyway. Just in case they get a +2 die roll on their initiative. It would be pretty unfortunate. So 110th, definitely moving up north. Just like this artillery. It's kind of like one long stream of units. No, they don't need fuel and ammo yet. One, two. All right, let's set up for an attack on that, I think. Do I still want you here? Yeah, I think I do. Let's check whether there's something out here. No, there's not. So we can just use the recon for it. That's it though. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, down here. I'll get you artillery, don't worry. You'll get your time. Yes, let's start using the mortar. I have to be a bit careful though, because the problem, at least for now, they're gonna stay in that position. So they don't get to repair, but wow, that was a sad attack. Ugh. One, two, three. Yeah, so doing it like this should be fine. And I'll also retreat back a little bit, as I'm giving these guys a little bit of a breather. Now, this infantry does not really have a whole lot of business being here anymore. So I guess I'm also going to try to move them around. And they can still help on this side, but it's probably best to switch them around already. Alright, so you move here. 2 KVs, huh? No luck so far in neutralizing these. That's a big problem though. With big problem, I mean big problem if I don't take them. Because I really don't want the enemy air force to get out with stuff like fighters and bombers. That would be an absolute disaster. Let's just hurry forward. And 3rd Crouchutson Battalion. Wow, that's some terrible movement. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. There's no regular road here, so they're gonna suffer. At least there's older deer, but alright, finally on the actual road. And I think I've taken care of everything down here then. Pretty much. All right. 9-4, huh? They wouldn't retreat. Alright, so I can take that on the next turn. Meanwhile, we know there's nothing on this line. Let's move you in here and you up here. Okay, so that's empty. So now I need to push from here all the way over there. Which bomber is this? Just +1 attack. Alright. 1, 2. I should be able to move here. Try to get rid of some of these surrounding units. Okay. It's a good hit. Not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Alright, let's try this one again, Panzer. Guess as much as expected from a fresh Panzer. I guess I could have moved him down to attack either of these two. But okay, one more infantry left, and then I still need to dig out these engineers. I want to, yeah, let's make sure I'm not visible. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have high heart attack 3. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're not visible there. Right, if they move up here, they're blocked by this. And if they move from up here, they're blocked by this. Yeah, this looks good. You wouldn't say so by how it looks, but that is. Okay. Now, I know this is part of 11th Panzer, but they're down here anyway, so there's no real reason. Come on. Yes, okay, that's the first one. Good, good. That's neutralized. Excellent. Move you back. And there's only the one up north left. Alright. Daddy needs some new shoes. Come on. Almost. Next turn we have 2 attempts. So that's all we can do. Either way, let's just work our way from the south to the north. Let's investigate. Nothing there. Okay, I need Oladier to come closer. I care little for them taking these two. I can do that with the recon. Yeah, this is also not a regular bridge, so it's also not going to be easy out there. I might be able to move slightly forward, so better take it easy here. Is this a good attack? Yes, it is. Or not so much. Doesn't matter. Boom. Take that down. almost. Now, why didn't I go and destroy that? I still could. Probably won't be seen out here. Right? Indeed. Pretty risky though, because he has 1 fuel. But it's looking okay. Doesn't seem like they're gonna be able to do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I can just take this city and then get in there on the next turn, potentially, if I need to. He's already close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they can't take the airfield, but that's not a priority. Anyway, this airfield is, though. Let's get into range to attack it. Oh. Yeah, that would be a problem. I'm still moving you out there at least. And let's just grab that for now. See, if I finish off this anti-aircraft gun, then at the very least on the they have only this left, and then I can bomb pretty handsomely afterwards in the city. But yeah, you could go further, but then these guys do need to be finished off. And I still have a chance to suppress it, so come on. Okay, perfect. So if I'm not mistaken, the enemy has no airfields left. This is mine. This is neutral. One, 2, 3, 4. Do they have 9 movement? Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. Now, why you gotta be so bad? That's okay. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yep, still need to be careful. So you're gonna take that airfield on the next turn. All right, finally we're getting close to Minsk with forward elements of 3rd Panzer. No artillery yet though, since they're all 3 out here. So it falls mostly upon the 11th Panzer division to take the city. Let's see. So took care of everything in the south. Yeah. So you are 10-3. Let's do that. It's down to 8. Unfortunately, attacking would push it down. It is, however, fully suppressed, so let's use some bombings on it. KEV, huh? Well, I don't need to take the airfield right now, since it's neutral anyway at this point. Let's see if I cannot suppress this a bit more. Make it lose some ammo. With 10-6, huh? Like, the thing is, I would really like to bomb these two, obviously, but yeah, I might need to lure them out. And at this moment, though, they can't see anything up here. So I might actually be good. I think actually I am. What could they possibly have? Let's do a bit of scouting because this is out of range. Okay, they have a recon though. But like I said, they cannot see anything up there at the moment. Yeah, so I'm gonna position myself a little bit better here, just to take a peek. All right, so because there's this T-34 in a way, I'm willing to bet, well, hope that they won't move this aside and then move up to do that. Like, I think it's pretty reasonable. Right, so if I want to set up for an attack, or at least a blocking down there, so they can't see anything. You get fuel mostly. Alright, I still have 10 turns, so I'm in no rush really here. Like, I can just take it easy. Oh, they are going up. That's kind of bad though for me. 2 damage, okay. Okay, but yeah, I really need to take that back though. That is top priority. Alright, but some good bombing avenues here. And finish it off with the 88s. That is a shame. However, if I'm lucky... Come on. Excellent. So now I might be able to lure the KV into attacking the self-propelled gun here. I'm gonna keep trying to lower that thing's ammunition. I think it's down to 4 now. Sure. Alright, college around, keep attacking the fortress, and the rest just going after the engineers. And it probably takes a while before I have a decent attack on them, but that's not that troublesome. I'm actually gonna move these a bit forward because I'm starting to get a bit concerned that the enemy might start buying units, and I don't know. I don't think it's extremely likely out here. I'm gonna have to think about it. What I'm gonna do there. I mean, they can buy units here just fine. I don't really care about that. But mostly up north it might be a problem. So they're very likely to just go up. Still my biggest worry is that anti-aircraft. Although currently there's nothing in range except these 2 bombers. And now I've firm secure over that airfield. So the only problem is if they take this back, but they're unlikely to do that. I have to be careful of that artillery as well. But with me trying to lower that ammunition, it might not look that bad. So without artillery backup, I'm not too interested in taking this city or even getting close to it. 1, 2. They have a range of 2. So I think getting closer is fine. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can't shell anything from there, so start digging out these. What to do with you? Fuel and ammo is fine for now, I think. So aircraft are all positioned. What can they do here? 1 times 9%. Why would I take damage? I can try. Of course. Yeah, that's lovely game. Indeed. You should punish me for bad choices. Like the moment I know it's a bad choice, like here, which it was because I could just leave it. There's no reason. I just wanted to take this faster, which I don't need to do. Like now I'm giving up 20 prestige for that. So yeah, the game should punish me for that immediately. Like no remorse, game, no remorse. That's exactly the way it should be. Yeah, you're not gonna achieve anything up there. All right. Really? Here? Well, okay. Thought they'd go after this, but apparently not. Uh-oh. Come on. I really can't have them take these airfields. That is extremely problematic. They're down to 2 though on ammunition. Let's make sure it gets to 0. There we go. Now at this point, if I'm a bit lucky, I might have a decent surrender on this thing. 4, 5. Come on, 7, 7. Oh yes, baby. Let's make sure they get to attack the flak. No, what you doing, man? Why 2? Why did they have to go and get so lucky on the damage? That sucks. The only time you don't want them to do damage and then suddenly they come out of the gate must be extremely lucky for them. Yeah, 6%. And then they do stuff like this. It's just unfair. Just unfair. Alright. Let's make sure these guys never get to hit any of my air units again. And now that I have that kind of superiority here, I'm looking pretty good. I want to try and stay out of range of the artillery if it doesn't move. So I'm going to use Oladir here. And then I know that they have a chance to attack with the AT gun. But I can soften that up a bit. So it's not that bad. And take that airfield. And yeah, I'll attack. It's fine. Okay. Let's do a bit of recon here. Alright, at least that surrender went well. Let's continue here. Let's shell them. Fully suppressed? Yes, okay. Let's try that one again. Alright. Still going after the engineers though, because they are still the biggest concern. 9-6. I should have the ability to negate that with mass attack. Okay, they're dug out, so this should be good enough. Okay, let's try finishing this off. No luck so far, but by moving these, they at least cannot build any more units. Let's block the entryways to this area. Still have another shot. Oh wait, they're no longer suppressed. No, let's not attack then. Right, they can counterattack. Yeah, they do. And they will hit me. So I'd rather not. Alright. These guys can be put to sleep. And let's wrap things up here. Just gonna go for some ammo out there. I think my position here like this is just fine. I'm looking to set myself up to take that city too. And to allow them to keep buying units. Ideally, I will only allow them to buy down here. They can still buy it up here and here for now. So I'm working my way towards finishing or making sure that they can't buy everywhere. Because, well, it's turn 12, so I can technically do a little bit of prestige farming, if you want to call it that. I mean, I'm still actively trying to destroy these enemy units. Cracking the city is naturally taking some time. And I'd like to do that with, minimal casualties. So I want to stay well protected any which way. Can't just go rushing in. Yeah, they're not gonna go around. This is fine. Just as expected. Okay. And they are now trying to buy units, so that can only happen up there because I have artillery here. They can't do it down there. They bought 2 anti-aircraft guns and a BT up here. Okay. That's fine. They can't reach it. But it's an excellent opportunity for the fresh Panzer to get some experience too. And whatever the enemy is going to try to do, they will never be able to break through here and get to Brest-Litovsk. The answer is never. I'm actually going to pull these guys down because I'm a bit afraid they might either go around or try to take that airfield. That seems a bit silly, but if they take that airfield and the enemy starts spawning aircraft, I would be in serious trouble. Alright, let's go for a few juicy surrenders. +1 attack. It will have to do. It's not too bad. If only you were in a truck. Ah, okay, great. How much prestige does it give me? Not too bad. I'll manage. Oh. Come on. So, question then is, which units do I want to use out here? Guess moving you there is perfect. They'll do way too much damage. Oh well. Alright. So they can no longer buy units at that top city. And ideally also no longer in the center, but I can't accomplish that yet. So I just have to wait on that for a bit. That's fine. Like I said before, I'd rather play it safe, and I can make a couple of extra surrenders here to grab a bit more prestige. There's no need for me to rush in. Yeah, so this is good. Yeah. They'll probably just get regular replacements though, so I get a nice bonus unit here. Sweet. Alright, they're not gonna take the airfield. That's what it looks like. Still getting you down. Alright, what did they buy? 2 more anti-aircraft and an anti-tank gun. Seems like they still had plenty of prestige then. Okay, let's go. The only one that's pretty tough is the one in the middle. I kinda have to attack with Oladir because otherwise I might not be able to make it surrender, and that would be unfortunate. Oh, they also bought a BT, huh? Probably should have done it with the recon. Yeah. Oh well. So now they can no longer buy units there. Yeah, let's just finish this. No reason to keep dragging this on for no reason. I mean, for that 20 prestige, it's not too important. Still, as before, just looking to make sure that we do everything appropriately. Yeah, these guys can attack the puck, which is my purpose, and then they won't attack the Großdeutschland motorized division, hopefully. Yeah. It's an ambush. Bye-bye. Right. Let's see if I can squeeze a little bit more experience into that tank. That works too. All right. Last call. Should have used the fighter first here. That was silly. Okay, so I cannot attack those because I didn't shell properly unless I shell them now. Yeah, sure. There's still absolutely no way I'm gonna attack unless I'm 100% sure. Wow, really? Oh, okay. Unless I'm 100% sure that I'm not gonna suffer. Like, these attacks here, for example, they are fine. And even if I get an unfortunate roll, it does not really matter if I would, say, get hit on Oladier. But yeah, so I'm just waiting here. They don't seem to be aggressive at all, even against units against which they have overwhelming odds. But that does not mean that I need to get sloppy. Yeah, you can't buy anything. I can try, but... So there's only this guy left. He can go up, attack these. That's fine. As long as he doesn't get to target anything else. He's blocked here. I don't want to take that because I can still finish this off. Make a surrender. That gets me like 2 or 3 prestige. So why not? That's all secured. Most important is the airplanes now not running out of fuel. You get a lot of turns for this mission. Like, there's literally no way that you can go wrong here. So that's a bit weird, but... I think even 15 turns would have made more sense for this mission, but... hey. Alright, well, we know there's nothing else coming, so let's end it. Decisive victory. Let's take a look. So these must have spawned when the enemy retook their airfields, because I didn't see these. Well, it makes sense not to see them, but yeah, so they spawn if the enemy has an airfield, but then because I took it immediately, right, the turn after, they didn't get the chance to move because the enemy aircraft only moves if they have an airfield. For some reason, otherwise, they just do nothing. And that's really, really weird. Especially because these guys are never going to run out of fuel. And they have 293 fuel. Why would you need so much fuel on a bomber? That's ridiculous. But... like, even these guys didn't have so much. They had double the fuel and they had less than this thing. It's crazy. Well, I didn't have to attack it. Would have been nice to get some kills on my airplanes, though. Would have been able to farm some heroes. But, yeah, that... if I had seen them, I guess I could have done that. Besides that... nothing much going on. Got a +1 attack hero on my artillery, so you can do worse. You can also definitely do better. Kind of mediocre one. Not gonna complain about it though. It's no scouting artillery hero, so yeah. Alright, let's go for the briefing. I think as for losses, things went fine. Got a little hit on this guy when he got ambushed by the KV. Got a few nicks here and there, but overall it went pretty good. So yeah, I'm definitely not complaining here. I think it went fairly well. An excellent start to your new campaign here, General. Our forces have shattered the initial enemy lines, devastated the Red Air Force, and the remaining Soviets have been thrown into utter disarray. Continue your advance, Herr General. We've only just begun. Alright, I'm ending the video here. Thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.